Hey guys, this is Ben Stanley coming at you with a hot take. I got a little zit that developed last night, so I've heard people tell me this before, but especially today, I definitely have a face for radio. So feel free to just listen along, or if you want to be mesmerized by my third eye, take a look at the video. Last week, the Catholic Church elected a new pope, Pope Leo XIV. Friday morning, he gave his very first homily, and there was something in there that jumped out at me that I want to share with you guys. I'll read that for you shortly here. The address was originally delivered in Italian in Vatican City. Apparently, the Vatican has provided an English translation that I found on npr.org. I will share that link in the show description so you guys can read the transcript in full if you wanted to take a closer look. Anyway, here's the section that jumped out at me. Quote, "Even today, there are many settings in which the Christian faith is considered absurd, meant for the weak and unintelligent. Settings where other securities are preferred, like technology, money, success, power, or pleasure. These are contexts where it is not easy to preach the gospel and bear witness to its truth, where believers are mocked, opposed, despised, or at best tolerated and pitied. Yet precisely for this reason, they are the places where our missionary outreach is desperately needed. A lack of faith is often tragically accompanied by the loss of meaning in life, the neglect of mercy, appalling violations of human dignity, the crisis of the family, and so many other wounds that afflict our society." End quote. Now, I'm not Catholic. I don't even believe in God, but what Pope Leo and I share is humanity. We both care about and have to grapple with real human issues. We are human. When he calls out the loss of meaning that often accompanies faithlessness, it's a valid indictment. As an atheist and a secularist, I think atheism and secularism are great at identifying what doesn't work for many of us about faith. But they're not great at helping people create narratives of meaning or purpose. It's supporting strong personal identities or at cultivating connected communities. I share his concern about this loss of meaning and other human issues. The core of the overall message from the Pope here, as I interpret it, is one of bringing people closer to Jesus, helping them know Jesus as an answer to some of these problems that we face. While I disagree that Jesus is the answer, I know that belief in and devotion to him is a possible answer. In my own Mormon way, it was the answer that I inherited and chose for roughly the first 30 years of my life. Having departed from that, I feel like I'm doing my best to live according to what I genuinely believe to be true. And in my case, I see my faith transition as growth, maturity, and progress. But it was painful. Part of what I want to do now is be a resource to people who find themselves in a similar situation, but I have really mixed feelings about encouraging or pushing people to find themselves in that situation. Deconstructing religion hurt like hell, and although I found important new truths and benefits along my journey, I'm honestly not 100% confident that the path that I took was necessary or even worth it. When I lost my faith, life did feel meaningless for a long time, and sometimes it still does. And when I look at many of my friends and family who have remained in the church and derive a great deal of meaning and purpose from it, part of me really misses that and longs for what was lost. Part of me wishes I still could believe, but I can't. So my task, as I see it, is to find or even create meaning outside of religion. Although I disagree with the Pope and the faithful of any variety of different religious traditions on all sorts of important topics, I'm genuinely pleased when they're able to use their religious beliefs to create meaning in their lives, because a life of meaning is a treasure. In the first part of the excerpt that I read above, Pope Leo lamented that many saw the Christian faith to be absurd, meant for the weak and unintelligent. I do find Christianity to be absurd, but I also find life to be absurd, and here I am still living, so I haven't got a leg to stand on if I were to use that as a criticism of the religion. But more importantly, and what I really want to say about this, is that I can't accept that Christianity, or any religion for that matter, is fully peopled by the weak and the unintelligent. For me, the how here is way more important than the what. I certainly think that there are weak and unintelligent ways to be religious, just as I think that there are weak and unintelligent ways to be irreligious. And gratefully, I believe that there are strong and wise and honest ways to be either. Despite our disagreements, I know many people in the Mormon Church whose religiosity I actually really respect and admire because I feel like it comes from a place of integrity. Whatever our chosen paths, I hope we can use our beliefs and values to do good in the world and respect one another even when our paths differ. I want Pope Leo to do as much good as he possibly can as the leader of the largest sect of the largest religion in the world. I want him to be honest and genuine and kind as he does so. I would hope that he and I could find common cause in addressing so many of the issues that face humanity, and that he could respect my desire to help in the way that feels most right to me. So best wishes and good luck to you, Pope Leo. It's a crazy world out there in need of a lot of help. Thanks for joining me for this hot take. We dove into meaninglessness a little bit in here, and I think that's going to be a topic of an upcoming video, possibly my next video. So if you're interested in delving more into that topic, make sure you subscribe so you can get a notification when that video is out. Thanks for joining me. It was great to be here. Have a meaningful day.